Hey guys, welcome to part 3 where we're just going to jump into the player. So what I did is I created a new entity and a new a new package and put my player in it. I named it entities. And what we're going to do is obviously we need parameters in here. So what does our player need? He needs an x coordinate, a y coordinate, a width, and a height. I think that's pretty much all he needs. So we're going to create new objects that I haven't introduced yet called vector2s. And what they are is they just have an x component and a y component. So it could be a width and a height, it could be an x and a y coordinate. It doesn't matter. There's just an x and a y stored in something. So we're going to call this one position, and we're going to have dimensions. So our vector2, or our position, equals a new vector. What the hell is going on? New vector2. There we go. X comma y. And our dimensions equals a new vector2 with the width and the height. Perfect. And we're going to need a sprite. So we're going to have a sprite for our player, obviously. And the sprite is going to be equal to a new sprite. Well, in the last one, I gave it a texture. So we're just going to take a little shortcut. We're going to do new texture inside the parameters and do gdx.files.internal. And if you don't know what's happening right now, go back to the last one. And we're going to do badlogic.jpg. And then we're going to import everything. And let's make sure it did the right one. Yeah. Alright. So we're going to set our sprite.setSize. Whoa. .set size to our dimensions .x and our dimensions .y. And what our player's methods are going to consist of are updating him and rendering him. And obviously we're going to need a sprite batch to draw anything in the rendering. And we'll just do sprite.draw because we can right there. And in the update we need to sprite.set position to our position.x and our position.y. So that'll update, and we'll just, we deleted everything from last time. We're going to set our player equal to at 100, 100, and we'll say his size is 50 by 50. I was just doing some debugging. And we'll do player.update, and then we'll render it right in the middle of the batch, which is exactly what we need. Here, I'll get rid of this. And this is a pretty sloppy way, but this is the beginning tutorial. But this is a pretty easy and sloppy way to get some movement going. So input.isKey pressed, then we'll call the keys, the static keys class, keys.a. So if you click the A key, essentially, then if we're using WASD, then position.x minus equals, and we're just going to create a little speed variable here that won't change. Actually, we'll let it change. So public float, we'll call it velocity, equals, we'll say 50f. F casts it to a float, so there's no confusion. And we'll do speed times gdx.graphics.getDelta time. So that's just going to multiply it by the delay in, speed. Delay in frames, so it's nice and smooth as it goes over. And we're going to be lazy, because we're lazy. And we're going to do D. I'm just going to copy and paste this all. And then we're going to do that again for up and down. So S and W, and we're going to do Y for going up, W, and Y for going down. And there we go. We have a guy moving around. We'll probably increase this to like 75. Yeah, so he's nice, he's moving. He doesn't really give a crap. He's just going along. And that's what we want. So we got our movement down by calling GDX's input method. There's no real logic to this unless you want me to go into detail on how they programmed it. It's just, is the key pressed? Which key? A. Well, okay, we'll then move them backwards because A is left for our WASD commands. And then we set the position. So I think that's it for this one, but in the next one we're going to start making some entities that are collidable, and we'll get into the collision handler pretty soon and how we're going to deal with that. So I'll see you in the next one.